The Constitutional Court with regards to this landmark ruling there. Mahlako, thank you very much indeed once again for your time. More reaction, I guess.
Yes, definitely more reaction. I mean, people still out here 30 minutes after the judgment was delivered, still celebrations going on. I have with me the first respondent to the matter, and he's calling this a 21-year journey. The first time he appeared in court was in the late 90s on a similar type of matter, saying, this is he cannot believe this is, he's finally reached this milestone. Russ Prince, thank you so much for talking to us. Can you just tell me, you were telling me 21 years later, and here you are, the highest court in the land.
16 years ago, the Constitutional Court held, a majority of the Constitutional Court held, that Rastafari is not fit and proper to be lawyers in this country. They condemned not only this applicant or this respondent to poverty, but the whole of South Africa, as Justice Albie Sachs said. Today is a vindication for the Rastafari community, for the cannabis community, as well as for myself, in the sense that I am to be given the dignity and the respect that I as a Rastafari deserve, because I am an indigenous member of this country. Rastafari is an indigenous culture of South Africa, and that we need the respect and the dignity that all other people in South Africa should get. So we are extremely thankful and joyful.
A message, I saw you gave a message on earlier to the community.
Yeah, because now I'm like our community, the thing that we complained about most is the fact that police had the right to arrest us for being in possession of small amounts of herb. And we are saying that the criminal law is not the appropriate way of dealing with the issue of substance abuse in South Africa, and that the fact that the cannabis laws, which was a cruel apartheid law, was still used by the liberation government of today, was simply wicked on our part. And the fact that government allowed for 18 years that the Rastafari community be down-pressed, that is a true sign and a reason why we find ourselves in this position that South Africa find themselves in currently.
And I also have with me Ms. Phepsile Masego. She's with the Traditional Healers Organization for South Africa. And she's just going to tell me from a traditional healers aspect, I know that in Tsangwa is something that does get used, be it Uyabilis or whatever it is that you do with it. Can you just please tell me, what does this mean?
This is a landmark victory. It's serious victory. It's victory in the new year, because remember, September is a new year for Africans. It's victory for a new year. It is a bonus for the Heritage Month, and it is something that tells us that things are possible in South Africa. That if there was struggle for such a long time, if as healers we are struggling for such a long time to administer a plant, and today in this court we are granted permission, to administer a medicine, I think that's very, very important, because it communicates to the Bill of Rights, because the Bill of Rights gives us the right, to healthcare of choice. So this then tells us that we have a right to administer a form of healthcare that understands people's rights, people's culture, people's religion, and whoever thought that in South Africa today we'll be celebrating a plant. We are celebrating a plant. It is New Year for us, and we need to definitely make sure that we go in all our corners as communities to just celebrate. And for healers, they should know that from today onwards, they can administer traditional medicine as a medicine, traditional medicine, in a form of a cannabis. There's nothing that can stop us now. As Rastafaris now, it means we all can have to work together, plan together, all of us, on how do we move forward? How do we develop this country economically? How do we develop this country health-wise to ensure that we provide this country with a health innovative solution in cannabis?
Well, you heard that from the Rastafari community right down to traditional healers, a celebratory time, this a victory of sorts, to be able, like she said, Ms. Masego said to us, to be able to administer this traditional plant to whoever sees that they need to use it. Back to you in studio.
We appreciate your reporting. Thank you very much indeed for getting those reactions for us. Well, let's